Yo, 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 what's good, everybody? This is your man, Yung Squalla, and this is another episode of Always Everything with Squalla. We discuss everything always. And today I got my special guest, my homie with me. And introduce yourself.
Hey, peace everybody. I'm Tiffany. I am based in Greenville, South Carolina, and I help people reprogram their subconscious minds so that they can create the reality that they choose. And you can find me on Facebook at Tiffany Chanel GMT.
Lit, that's lit. So today, well, last time we was on here, we was talking about love and relationships. And today we kind of gonna do the same thing, but not all the way exactly the same thing. I want to get into like a subcategory under the umbrella of love and relationships, which would be dating and how like what what is a date? What consists of a date? Like how what is it like how is a date supposed to be? What do we look at a date as? Do we look at dating as is dating the same as a relationship? You know, we could get into the whole thing, the whole spill. So like give me your first take on the topic.
Um, my first take on the topic is we don't get like in our upbringing. I think it would be beneficial if we start considering giving people training and education and insight and things to consider about dating. Because if you just wait until you get ready to date, like I think we can consider understanding how do we prepare people for dating. Because a lot of times if we just get into dating and we're not prepared, we don't even know what we're doing and we just start doing it. Sometimes we get discouraged. A lot of times people say you learn by doing, but
Right.
sometimes when it comes to certain things, when we start doing it, we get we forget that we learning and then we just get stuck in a complaining situation or get stuck in a rut. So I think either understanding how to be prepared or understanding how do you actually learn by dating, but keep moving forward so you don't get stuck having experiences that you don't really like. That's my initial
So,
thought.
so on the topic of a dating, what exactly is dating? So
So
like
my
it's
so
it
my first go to, I always go to the dictionary because these words is tricky. So when I go to when I go to just Google and look up the origin of the word, it says dare, Dare, or give, Give. So it says,
you said dare or give.
mhm,
Okay.
give or deliver to record a particular time or place. So then when I go to the etymology dictionary, it says a period or stretch of time, a season, or an age. Okay, like a date, as in like what date is it? Um, hold on. Liaison at a particular time by prearrangement. So liaison, what does that word mean? Because I like that kind of, I think that one kind of fits what you're talking about when it comes to love and relationships. So a liaison is like a cooperation, like we cooperate with one another at a particular time and space. So me and you, we created a liaison for you and I to cooperate to get together at a certain time in order to do what we had prearranged to do, record this video. So
So
a
according to
date
the
is
dictionary definition, what we're doing right now on this podcast will consist under the category of a date.
exactly.
Hmm.
But what's great about this, I think what we can pull out is that it says first of all that it's a cooperation, right? And so understanding what cooperation involves. So when I think of cooperation, the first thing I think about is like consideration. I'm being considerate of what the other person have going on. So for example, when we schedule a particular time, I had to consider the fact that I had to maybe ask you a question. I didn't just tell you, okay, well, look, we're going to do it at this time. I asked you, okay, well, what time are you available? Because I considered you, or you asked me what time am I available. So I think cooperation includes considering the other person. And then so when it comes to dating and like more other type of relationships, you might consider what that person like, right? If you know they like evening or morning, if you know where they want to meet at, because you picking a particular time and space. So just considering the other person, I think that's a huge part of cooperation. And then the second part is the pre-arrangement. So don't nobody read minds. We are all different. We all came up different. So if you can't articulate what the arrangement is or why we meeting, like when we first got on the phone, you was like, well, what's the topic? What are we talking about? If nobody says what we doing,
Right.
then when we get there, what we doing is it hasn't been defined. So I don't think I think it's about choosing a date and time, cooperating, and then what is the arrangement once we meet up at the same time. So I think communication is key. And so, and I want to say something else with that real quick. So also with communication being key, I think a lot of times I think we have to know what, I think each individual person has to know what they want, right? So I'm not going to wait to figure out what you want. I'm going to have to already have in my mind, what do I want to achieve from this? Because I can't just be like, well, you, I'm gonna leave it up to the other person. You know, I can't be mad at them and be like, well, you didn't tell me what we were doing. You didn't do this. You don't have to tell me what we're doing because I already made up in my mind what I want to do. So even if you don't tell me, it's cool because I already got a plan too. So
that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. That's as far as the that's you base that off of the dictionary definition of dating, right?
just to get some type of foundation of
Right.
what a date is, yeah.
Because you know the dictionary definition of dating and the popular opinion of dating are two different things. It's totally. I mean, it lines up to what a date would be. But let's like if I say I'm dating a person, what what would that like? What do you what do you think that would mean? Like as far as is that like? Because the way I look at it, if I say I'm dating you,
Oh, okay.
that is more so an agreement and an understanding on both parties that we have something. Maybe not a full relationship. Maybe we can't say that we go together or we're boyfriend and girlfriend or whatever, you know. But as far as dating, you know, you're more than just friends at that point, right?
Not for me.
Huh?
I don't. Basically, I think dating is I have an arrangement with somebody. So sometimes the arrangement is we go, and sometimes if the arrangement is not clear, like I say, getting clarity about what is the arrangement, what am I doing this for, what am I wanting to achieve. So I just feel like I don't know if it's more than friends. I don't think it's more than friends. I think it's we friends, and we have an arrangement that is hopefully clearly defined.
Okay. I like that. I like that. I like that. So basically, as I understand it, and you set up certain boundaries. So what what do you think would be a set aside from okay, we're dating to now we're in a full blown relationship? At what point? Because you know, some people that just happen with no conversation. It just goes that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like
And so, in all transparency and honesty, I feel like when we're dealing with the world, like you mentioned, sometimes the concepts and ideas that the world take on is kind of a little bit different from um other realms. And I guess I'm saying like spiritual realms. So the world thinks of relationships and datings in the way that it thinks of it. And that's the part where I'm understanding that better. Like I'm still learning, I'm still figuring out what all that means. Because
right,
when I think of relationship, it like each one has to define, you have to get clear about what the arrangement is or what the agreement is. So if you say I'm in a relationship with somebody, then I have to ask that person, well, what do you mean when you say relationship? A lot of times it means for people that like you're committed to doing certain things with me.
Right.
And then maybe they might say, okay, and I don't want you doing this or this or this with another person.
Right.
But if they don't say that, I think with, nowadays in the world, relationships have a lot of assumptions. Like, I can't assume that the way that I do relationships is the way that you do relationships. So we don't have that communication to understand, well, what do you mean when you say dating? What you mean when you say relationships? What does that look like? Give me details, give me words. Then one person got something in their mind that the other person don't have in their mind. And
And
the
that's
harmony is not there.
expectations. That goes to expectations. But like,
Yes.
you want to know what I think about dating?
Yes.
I feel like dating is hard. Like it's a hard concept because it's basically a gray area. For me, it's a gray area in between friends and the next step. It's like maybe I want to use the word tryout. Maybe you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't make the team, but you're not off the team. You
Right.
know?
But
So
so, but what is that? So you say it's a gray area between friends and dating. But when you're dating, you're still friends, or no? You just
yeah.
add another layer to it.
That's what I'm saying. So for me, in a whole in an intimate relationship, I would say I would want to start off as friends to get a friend bond because that would lay a foundation of trust, respect, and loyalty. And I see after that, what you would consider dating, it would that we would have to, like you said, make an arrangement. You have to come up to an understanding that okay, I want to go to the next level with you, but let's try this. Or let's try this that we haven't done as friends. But let's do this as a date. You know what I'm saying?
Can I ask a question? So my question is why? Like, what is the why behind what we're doing? So if I choose to be a person's friend, if we say friend is the foundation, okay, why do I want to be your friend? And then if I choose to say, okay, well now maybe I've accomplished whatever I wanted to accomplish as friends or whatever, or maybe I feel like by putting the word dating on it, do you think the why is relevant?
I'm
Like, are we trying to get some result?
I'm gonna say I would just like the why. Like you mean like the reason behind the interest?
What is the reason for the coming together of the two people? Like, are we trying to achieve something? Or are we just
For me, the intention would be to create a bond with a person to then try to build a family or something. Because when I look at love and relationships, my goals in love and relationship is to find a person that I can be with, have a kid or two, maybe a few, who knows, but do that, make a family, and then have that family make more family, and then keep building and building and building a legacy.
okay? So that's the why.
Right. So assuming that would be the why. But the transition, like the only differences I see from a friend to an intimate partner would be maybe you would live together now, or maybe you hug a little more. Like the differences are not very much aside from sexual differences. Like you will have sex, but if you weren't having sex with your friend before, and some people have sex with their friends anyway.
Right. Exactly.
So it's like, what would be the like? There's no real difference, and we say that's my best friend to that's my girlfriend, or that's my best friend and that's my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's
it's,
definitely an
it's a
area to
big gray
consider.
area. Like it's no transition really. There's no real transition. The only thing that really changes maybe your feelings may heighten.
So I think so for me, I feel like my why is always I want to grow, right? I want the person that I am today, I don't want to be that person 6 months from now. I don't want to be that person tomorrow. So for me, I think the why I use relationships as a tool. So anytime that I'm in a if I date someone or if we schedule a date or if I relate to them, it's because it's helping me. I would hope that it's helping me grow in some capacity.
Right.
So, and even when it comes to like creating a family, like I know what that means, right? But if I create a family and the individuals that make up that family are not about growing and becoming good people and better people, what if I create a family of people who who are not into growing and learning, so they just stay maybe at a lower level. They never reach their full potential because I didn't care about creating people who grow and learn and be the best that they can be. I just wanted to create a family. But I don't put any details on what kind of family, what attributes and characteristics do these members of the family have. So for me, learning and growing is like priority. So anytime I relate to somebody, it's because, or anytime I date somebody, it's because I want to grow in patience. I want to grow in communicate. Like
Right.
it's certain qualities that I'm looking to grow. And so I work best with working with other people who value growing or they doing projects that I could be valuable to, you know.
So how do you feel about sex and dating? Because there are people in the world who believe that having sex is dating. And then there are people in the world who say they can't know if they're compatible with a person until they have sex with them.
So that's a great question. Where I currently am on the subject is not where I used to be because thankfully I have grown. And so I look at sex totally different than how I used to look at it.
So
So for me,
how you start with how you used to look at it and how you grew to how you look at it now?
okay. So I used to look at sex like I didn't think it was sacred. I didn't know how to use the power to my benefit or use that energy to my benefit. I didn't know the energetics of it. It was on some feel good, look good, a more sensory type of situation. And so how I look at it now is more like, okay, first of all, it is the most, from my understanding, it's the most powerful creative force. So I shouldn't feel depressed afterwards. I shouldn't feel sad. I shouldn't feel lonely. I shouldn't feel confused afterwards. Afterwards, I should feel energized, grateful, happy. Like I should have high vibrations afterwards. And then I could use those vibrations to pump into serving humanity, creating whatever projects I'm creating that's helping other people, helping my family get more resources and money so that we can keep growing and learning. So I didn't know how to use sexual energy back then. And so now I'm learning more so how to use it. So what was the question?
The question was, how do you feel about sex and dating?
Okay, how do I feel about sex and dating? So with that being said, I think I'm all about maturity, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first, honesty is super important. And so being honest with myself is one thing in order because for me I can't be honest with somebody else if I'm not honest with myself. So if I can't look myself in the mirror and be like, hey, look, I don't really know what dating is, I don't know what relationships is, I do want to know and I want to find out, but I'm not going to act like I know what it is because I don't. I'm trying to figure it out. So being honest with myself and then being in relationships or partnerships or being friends with people who allow me a safe space to be honest with them. So if I schedule a date and time with somebody and we have an arrangement, but I'm scared to tell you, like, hey, listen, I don't know what a relationship is. I don't even know, like, if I just fake the funk and just go along with what you're saying and never be honest with that person, I feel like honesty and communication and maturity play a big role. And for me, I feel like because I understand better what sexual energy is, how to use it, because I wanna use everything to my advantage. So if I'm gonna be having sex, I'm not just gonna be doing it to be doing it. So being with someone who also understands what's going on or is willing to learn what's going on. And then like for me, the hygiene behind sex is super important. So taking the time to figure out how do you properly cleanse, not just physically, but also like spiritually, because I think a lot of energies get connected and stuff during sex. So understanding what techniques or practices to use to actually cleanse yourself energetically as well. So I think um I think honesty, when it comes to sex and dating, I think honesty and transparency is important. But in order for a person to be honest, they have to feel safe. Like if I'm dating somebody and we was doing whatever or whatever, if they don't feel safe coming to me and being like, hey, listen, before something else occurred, like I'm something that's gonna if it might affect me. So if you choosing to have sex with somebody else, it might affect me because of how we had sex, then I want you to feel safe to come and tell me like, hey, it's this person over here I'm kind of digging. I'm kind of about to be spending time with them too. And before we do something, I just want, so I want to create a safe space for people. But I need that safe space in return. Unless another type of arrangement is made, unless it's an arrangement where it's like, I'm only going to be doing XYZ with you. But the thing about learning and growing is people change. So I may have felt like that today. What if 6 months from now, I don't feel like that? Am I supposed to not like, because I told you that I was going to be only for you, but now I don't want that no more. So do I supposed to push what I feel down so that I could do what I told you I was going to do? Or do I be true to you or do I be true to myself? And I feel like a lot of partnerships and relationships, they don't grow because the other person actually, they don't get them space to flourish and grow. So they just stay the same so that they could please another person. But I'm figuring it out. What are your thoughts on it, if you don't mind sharing?
I have a question for you before I tell you, well, matter of fact, all right, I'm gonna say my thoughts. I'm gonna come back to the question. Just remind me that I have a question.
Okay.
All right, so sex and dating, not even relationship. So, hmm, I like how you talked about sex as being a transference of energy and spiritual and ritualistic. It's actually cool. But I haven't thought of sex like that until like recent, very recent. But for me, sex and dating, I don't think it's a required thing. Like, I don't think you should have to feel like I need to have sex with you in order to know if we compatible or whatever the fuck. I don't feel like it should be like that. But I don't think it should be avoided if y'all feeling like if y'all feeling a certain type of way. I don't think it should be avoided. You know what I'm saying?
I'm learning that. Yeah.
So it's like basically, I just think just be free. Just be free of the do what feels right. You know what I'm saying? Don't force yourself into a situation you don't want to be in, but also if you feel like it's a situation you want to be in, don't avoid it for the simple fact that you feel like you're gonna be judged or you feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't miss out on shit that could happen that you want to happen.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it, like getting rid of all the guilt and shame and all the fear around sex and getting back into the space of ecstasy, bliss, joy, and feeling good about whatever decision.
At the end of the day, at the end of the day, however about somebody look at sex, that's literally how you got here.
Right?
Literally, however you look at it, that's literally how you got here.
Right.
I mean, now they're doing the artificial and all that bullshit, all the technology and shit. But before that, nigga, no, that's how you got here. That's
So
how
it's like
most
the
people
basis
get
of so it's like it's the maximum
here.
creative energy. Like so then the thing about that is for me is like getting clear about why am I having sex? What am I about to create? Because it's the creative force. So what am I creating spiritually? You know, what am I manifesting physically? Like because it's creative energy. But if we having sex and not even realizing that it's creative energy, so we're not even being intentional about what we creating, you mess around have sex and now you're depressed because this person depressed or they got some low vibrations going on and now you didn't got energetically entangled. So yeah, just and so being in a space where you can have those kind of conversations, like, well, why we want to do it, what we about to do with it, like.
But I remember my question too.
Oh yeah.
So I'm listening to your responses, and I'm like, I'm listening. Do you believe in open relationships at all?
Open relationships. That's a good question because I'm thinking about it like
Or
from
polygamy,
a
or
universal perspective.
or polygamy, or like having multiple partners? Is that something that
Like,
you
do I believe in it? I'm open. I'm not opposed to it. I think different things fit for different people. Like for myself personally, um, I'm open, but
because
I'm a lot wiser, and so I negotiate well for myself. Meaning, I've all the experiences that I've had, I realize what I don't like, and so now I write in my journal. Okay, I don't want this. So then, what's the opposite of it? Okay, this is what I do want. So I think being very having enough experiences or somebody teaching you and preparing you so that you have some ideas of what am I what do I like? Because what one person like, the next person might not like, right? So it's just like I'm definitely open to it, but I'm also I know myself better than I used to. So um I will be able to negotiate and make sure I'm getting what I want and something that benefits me to the maximum.
so in a relation in a situation with multiple partners, you say you're open to it. So are you open to it in a way where you will have multiple partners, or you open to a way where you will be a sister wife to a
Okay,
to a man that has multiple partners?
that's an excellent question. I'm so glad you asked. I'm open to it in a way where I absolutely will have multiple partners. So I'm not open to it where I'm not open to have multiple partners. That
Okay.
that's not an option.
So you will be okay with both parties having multiple partners, not just one side.
Right. I would never be available for that.
Ooh. So on the energy perspective of it, so you're basically saying your acceptance to energies that you might feel like we wouldn't be exclusive to one person's energy.
Now that's the part that I'm definitely still exploring because in that capacity I'm very much mono minded, like one person minded. Um and then like I said, being transparent and clear. And even first of all, I have like I said, I'm always gonna be there with myself. If I feel like, oh, you know, there's somebody that I might have that type of interest in, I gotta get with myself and have a talk with myself to figure out, okay, why, you
Right.
know, what and make sure like why do you what's that about, you know? And then once I had to talk with myself and really get clear about is it something I really want or is it something I think I want or what, then like I said, being able to be honest and open with if I was if it was agreed upon that I was in a mono relationship with somebody else. Because my thing, like I said, the hygiene part is super important to me. So I'm figuring out how all of that works. But I think like giving proper time in between and also proper cleansing techniques, not just physically, but in all aspects. That's something that I'm exploring.
Hold on, I'm trying. Hold on 1 second.
Mhm.
One second. So you can still hear me though, right?
I can hear you. Yeah.
All right, cool. So repeat that last sentence for me.
I was just saying it's definitely something I'm exploring, but I think honest communication is sometimes because I'm not personally accustomed to being in safe spaces where I can be honest. So now that I'm growing as a person, so now I'm attracting people where I do have safe spaces. I'm having to reprogram my mind to where I can be honest and authentic, and then letting the pieces fall wherever they may, and not being what's the word, not trying to hold on to something that like people have a choice, that people have the right to choose. So if I tell somebody, okay, this is how I move, and if they don't like it, that don't mean that I have to change who I am and be like, okay, well then I could do it this way. If
Right.
it's my hard no, or I gotta be able to do X, Y, Z, and if they don't feel it, allowing the pieces to fall where they may. But me being courageous enough to be honest is I'm learning how to do all of that.
See, as far as open relationships and all of that for me, I don't like it. I really don't like it. But I understand it. For the people who do like it, I get it. But it's not for me. I'm gonna be ready to fight at the end of that shit. I ain't I ain't with it. I can't be
Yeah.
the dude with a bunch of wives because that's too much. I can't. And then I can't be the nigga on the. I know, hell no. I can't do it. Definitely can't do it the other way.
Yeah, I'm like, as long as you know what you want. But see me, I'm open. I'm open to multiple things. I'm open to being with one person. I'm just concerned as people grow and change, things change. And so if they do change, and even if I just need to talk it out and work it out, I could do it with myself. But are we cool enough to where I could talk to you about it and you won't be tripping out? Like, do you want to
Right,
hear it, or do I need to just talk to myself about it?
right. And that's what a lot of people got to work on is listening.
Yeah.
It's not how you say. A lot of people focus on the how on your tone and how you say stuff, but you really have to listen to what's being said at the same time.
That's definitely a skill. But
People have to control, have to really control they anger enough to listen. Like, cause you might be mad for nothing. Yeah, you mad they yelling at you, but is they right?
mhm.
You feel me? It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, they coming at you this way, but is they right though? Do they have any like? Is it valid? Is it like? Is they do they have, like? I can see if they wrong, and that's something else. But
And I think about how they say, don't worry about the messenger, just get the message.
exactly. So dating is hard, man. Dating is hard because nobody really understands it. Everybody does it, but nobody knows why they do it. People do it and be like, they like the fact that they have some shit called cuffing season and not and all that extra. It's just it's crazy. It's like people
Mhm.
programmed to do that. You program to break up, and then around one time find somebody. Then summertime come, now you breaking up, you free. You about to go do everything in the world. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So when you say dating is hard, and you say because no, don't nobody know what they're doing or why they're doing it. So then, do we date according to like? Do you think it's important to like take the time to figure out what dating is for you as a person? Like,
And yeah, see, for me, I look at dating as a period where you're supposed to be trying to get to know the person. I feel like if like, and it's all on circumstance as well. So let's say I grew up around a girl, and me and her I've been friends for a long time, and now I'm telling her, yeah, I want to be your boyfriend. I want to. At that point, it would be getting to know them on the next level. That would be dating, right? But let's say I meet a girl at a bar. I don't know this girl at all. Now I want to get to know her, right? So now that would be the becoming a fun process, but it would still be considered dating because now you've expressed that interest. You've expressed that intent that's what you want the end goal to be. So now you're becoming friends with the intent of taking it to the next level.
Now that I think that I think that's for people who have a clearly defined, definite aim. And when I say that, I mean people who know without a doubt, I want a wife. And I think if we have more of that in the world, that might clear some things up. But if you have men who say, I'm definitely looking for a wife, right? Because I want to create a family and stuff like that, then if they start interacting with women and only expressing interest in people that they feel might be a good fit, and not just so like asking yourself, okay, why do I want to be this? Why do I want to get to know? What about this person makes me want to get to know them? Why do I want to be their friend? You know. So I think having that clearly defined intention is
See,
I think it's impressive.
that's why that shit's so hard for me anyway, because I'm way past. It used to be you approach it off of physical attraction. You have an initial, okay, they look good, they're attractive. I want to talk to them, right? But at this point, I'm so far past physical attraction, like because I don't like I said, the fucking pretty girls, a lot of them, they 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 have a certain standard that they want held, you know. And for me, I'm not that guy. So it's like it's hard to so physical attraction for me, I can't go by that. I have to go by can we have a conversation? So that's why on my approach, I would try to talk to you about something first. I can't just be like, okay, she look good. I'm gonna go talk to her. So that's why I really don't approach because I have to have a reason to approach you. I don't have that, and my reason will not be because you look good. So
I like what you said though. So something that might attract you to a person to consider pursuing them is their conversation.
exactly, exactly. And that's for me personally. Like I gotta be able to talk. Like you can't. I can't make a conversation with you and you telling me about your cash app. You know what I'm saying? Like if we talking about, let's say we talking about cars. Now you want me to buy you a car because we talking about cars. I can't get with that type of girl. That shit is crazy to me.
And that's good that you know. So basically, you saying conversation is important to you, and so for you, immediately talking about
But
somebody bringing you some
on
more
the
cash
other
back.
side though, on the other side, if we having the conversation and we can have an intellectual conversation with substance, now I know I can be your friend. I don't know that I can be your man. I know that we can connect we can talk for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, and that would make me want to talk to you more, and maybe it would grow from there into something. Who knows? Who will know? I don't know. Who knows?
So I'm curious. So then, like, how do situations go where you used to be able to could talk to someone to then now you like
Because I
outgrow.
used to go off of physical attraction. I
Mm.
used to see the girl and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go talk to her right quick. Yep, that's it. I'm about to get her number, and then it's all sexual. Hey, you look good. Oh, I like the way this look. Oh, look at how you walk. I'm giving them type of compliments now. I gotta keep that shit up. I gotta get because you know you get consistency. whatever you was doing, you gotta keep doing that shit.
Whatever attracted you to him, you gotta
Right.
stay attracted to it.
And
Yeah.
that's what another reason why I go off of conversations, because that's the easiest shit to do. That's the easiest time to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to do a bunch of extra shit because you at a party and you drunk and you doing all this dumb shit because you done seen a girl that look good. Now you got her number. Now y'all done had sex. Now y'all trying to get to know each other. It's like, what the fuck? You see,
Yeah.
it's all out of whack. It's out of whack. It's crazy. People wonder why there's no love in the world.
So wait a minute though. So you said dating with the intention of what? Of like taking it to the next level?
Yeah, you date. If you date, like, okay, the way I put it was, if me, let's say I know you, we went to school together. I know you already. You already my friend, right? We never had that type of connection before, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now something happened, and I'm trying to tell you, like, yeah, I like you that way. I want to get to know you that way. That's dating for that, right? Versus I meet a girl out. I don't know the girl. I see the girl. Something happens. We start talking. Now I want to get to know her, but I don't know her at all. But I already know that I want to be somebody to her that's more than a friend.
But you wouldn't know that though. I mean, no, I'm not gonna say that. How would you know if you haven't had communications with this person?
You're right. See, that's the gray area. That's the dating part. So now, whatever connection we made in that time, in the short time that we in our first encounter, would make me want to talk to her more. That next talk will be the dating phase for me.
The very well, I mean, you don't even know if you. How do you know
But see,
you
that
want to
would
do
be I say I define when I say the dating phase. That's dating to develop a friendship with the intent of moving up to the next level. You get it?
it? And by dating, what? So what is dating again?
That's why I say it's a gray area because you can look at it so many different ways.
Yeah.
Dating is everything. Dating is everything and more. But
Oh, but remember
for
the
me,
according.
for what I just said,
Okay, so according to what I read from the etymology dictionary and the Google dictionary, it was saying a prearrangement. So, like when you talk about intention, I feel like intention is a prearrangement. If I know the arrangement I would like is a husband,
right?
then I'm gonna own. Then
So, and that type of dating, would that dating be exclusive?
meaning only date one person.
See, that's what I'm saying. Versus if you're using it to develop something, would it be exclusive? Would you open to maybe, okay, you met this guy, he's a good guy, but then you also met this guy that's also a good guy. You don't really know neither one of them that well to say, okay, I'm gonna commit to this one or I'm gonna commit to that one. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
It's
Right.
hard. It's a great. That's why it's hard. It's a great area. It's so. It's
But
not
one thing I think is communication. I think the way you get to know people is through communication. So the more you communicate, and then you have to know how to communicate, right? Like you talked about, know how to listen. I think you need to know how to handle your tone and your emotions and stuff, control yourself. But I think you get to know people through communication. So it's like, what is the space called where you're just talking to?
it's
What do you call it when you're just talking to people? And you talking to somebody maybe like on a more consistent basis than you talk to other people. What's this
right.
called?
So do you cut off? Do you cut yourself off to the world? Do you make yourself unavailable while you're getting to know this person?
I don't. I for me,
is 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 is
I
how
don't think so.
as I say for me, I will to see for I'm gonna speak for me and maybe other guys that may think like me. So if I'm dating a girl, if I've told a girl, yes, I want to date you because I like you and I want to be more than friends. I want to be the man for you, right? If I express that to a girl, she accepts that. So we enter that phase together with the understanding that this is what is gonna possibly grow into, right? If I do that, I would, yes, make myself unavailable to other females because I would want to focus on what I just said. Because that's an arrangement, an agreement. It's basically a contract. You know what I'm saying? It's not legally binding. No, you don't have to go with it. But it's a respect thing too. It's like, all right, I done told her this. So now when she see me talking to the other girl, even though I'm not technically doing anything wrong, it's like it goes against what I just now told her.
But talking to see like those type of things, talking to another girl, like talking. So basically,
And when I say talking to another girl, I'm saying like doing on the same thing. Where I just said told this girl I like her,
okay, okay,
and I'm
okay,
telling this girl the same thing. But I just told her that.
okay.
It goes against
So
it. That's what I
but
would do.
basically, because when you gave, because I think of it like you made a proposition, like okay, this is my intention, like my end goal is I want a husband. So if I start communicating with you and I am going to allow you to pursue me in that way because I think I want to see if that works, then while I'm allowing you to pursue me, then I'm not going to allow anybody else to pursue me in that way. But those words will have to be, but if we don't get clear about that, so if I don't, so if I say, okay, I'm gonna allow you to pursue me, but I also,
He gonna be pursuing me too, and he gonna be pursuing me.
because I got to see which one got the better pursuit.
And
If
see,
I only, but
I avoid situations like that. I don't compete. If you tell me that, if you tell me, okay, he like me too, I'm like, all right, he got it.
well, that's good to know. So it's like, so for you, you want to be the, so I think some people had these conversations like, should women date multiple people at a time, or maybe it's should they allow themselves to be pursued by multiple people at a time? So you're feeling like the woman you pursue, you want.
And see, I definitely don't think that you can control people's feelings. No, you can't stop him from liking you, but you don't have to lead him on either. You don't have to entertain him liking you.
Right, that's what I
At
said. You don't have to
least,
allow him to
at
pursue.
least until you know that you don't like me. You
So you
feel
say
me?
one at a time. Allow one
Right.
person to pursue at a time.
Yes. Because
But
now
it's
it does turn to a competition and it causes problems. A lot of niggas die behind shit like that. Niggas fight for females. Niggas will fight for girl honor. If I'm at the movies with you and the dude at the movie see you, now he trying to talk to you. Now he see that I'm with you. He trying to talk to you. Now it's a respect thing on his part. It's like, what you think I'm a bitch? now it's a problem. It's a confrontation. A lot of times people think niggas fight over girls is really fighting over the respect itself.
mm.
It's fighting over the principle of the situation. Like if you would do this, then you would do that too.
But my thing is, so if a person doesn't communicate these expectations or these, if this isn't made clear in their offer, like do you think do you make it clear? in your offers? Like what you offering or what you
What you
like? You talk about people asking for Cash App.
But do I make it clear that I'm not the bank? It should be obvious. There's no way it said ATM on me. I don't got no ATM tattoos, none of that shit. And that's another thing about respect too. I take that as disrespectful. Don't ask. I want to. If we're not even friends, like my friends could ask me, "Yeah, you got some money I could borrow?" Yeah, you gotta ask me that. If you my friend, at least if this is my first time talking to you, you cannot ask me for not. You can't ask. You can ask me maybe to be for a pencil and paper if you want to write some shit down. I can offer you some shit, but you can't ask me for shit.
Okay. I'm learning. I'm exploring. I'm trying to figure out what's what.
But then I'm not all guys. All guys don't think like me. Some guys are wanting to buy you whatever the fuck you want on the first time talking to you. That's them. I'm not knocking them.
So
That's
let me
just
ask.
not
So
me.
let me ask you this. So if you are conversating with someone and you realize you like their conversation, do you take time to be friends? Okay, but you said if you meet this person at the bar, you like their conversation, then the next conversation you want to take it to the dating stage.
That's only if I like the conversation to the point to where I want to be. That's not with every conversation, obviously. It's like if we talk and our talk leads to some shit like that, that's how I'm gonna take it. If we talking about the bus route and then we talk about taxi cabs and we never leave, we like if it's just a friendly conversation, that's why I'm gonna take it as a friendly conversation. If we talking and now you telling me about your kids or you telling me about, okay, my boyfriend, me and him was fighting about this. You telling me personal shit about you, I'm gonna take it. Okay, you opening up to me. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
because somebody open up to you, that
That
mean I'm
mean,
available to be pursued. Like how do you? Okay, so let me ask
no,
you this.
that implies a sense of trust. You're
So just
opening
because
up
I
to me. You're
trust you,
telling
that
me
mean I want you
personal
to pursue me.
details. No, that means that we can possibly be friends.
So let me ask you this: what how do you know? I think I asked you that already. So basically, in order for you to pursue somebody, the communication has to be good. In order for you to be friends with somebody,
The communication got to be good, but it has to be a different type of good.
so okay, so
It's
let me ask you this. So how do
a
you,
friend connection is different from an intimate connection.
okay. So then do you ask a person, are they available to be pursued? Or basically you
And
just
the
let them know, I
thing,
want to pursue you, then you let me know if you available to be pursued or not. And then
okay,
you
check
have
this
to,
out. Check this out. I I I might have lied in the beginning. Now that I think about it,
we figuring it out.
because I said that physical attraction was not what I go for, right? But it's not what I go for. But it plays a part. It's not the main characteristic that I'm looking at. But I will say it plays a part. So let's not even say I'm at the bar. Let's say I'm at the store. I run into somebody and we start talking. Or we in a long line, we talking just because we in the line right next to each other or whatever. And we connect and we start talking about weed. And we start talking about, man, we should smoke together, right? To me, that's friends. That's okay. I got a smoking buddy now. That's what that is. Now, let's say when we smoke together, we smoking, and okay, I think you cute or whatever, right? I say we smoking together. I think you cute. I'm not gonna tell you I think you cute because I don't give compliments. You're not gonna know that I think you're cute. I'm not gonna say that to her. But in my mind, she's a nice looking female, right? So she's cool. She's attractive. The qualities I'm like, I would like, right? So now I would express to her, okay, I like you in this way. If she say back, okay, let's see where things go, or something to that effect, then that's what it is. Now I'm to me, I assume I'm gonna make myself unavailable intimately to other females.
Are you gonna tell her that that's what you're gonna do?
No, it's implied.
Okay.
And implied implication for me is that she would do the same. But now if she doesn't do the same, I can't get mad at her per se because that wasn't communicated, right?
So you just talking about what you actually been doing, like or like something that you have done before,
So
or something
what?
like that. You're just kind of going over how how it could go, right?
Yeah, this is the man, the witch, and the
And the guy that what was the last one? The man
and the man, the angel, the witch, and the
okay,
goddess.
yeah.
That is part two is don't worry, the witch chapter coming. I really should do if I do it in order, it would be the goddess, the angel, and then the witch. But I'm gonna do the witch chapter first because that shit was crazy.
Okay, storyteller.
Yeah, I'm trying. I don't know how I sound. I did it. I ain't listened to it. It's out there though. That story. But yeah, so like I would imply that she would do the same thing. Now if she
So when you say imply, what do you mean?
like if she tells me let's see where it goes, I that to me telling me that okay, we're gonna try to do that. Meaning she's gonna make herself unavailable at the moment.
So meaning you don't say that you figure she already know that because
It's
that's what
like
you're gonna do.
have you ever heard the saying what's understood doesn't have to be explained?
So, but what's the indication that it's understood?
She's been
It's
in
just an
relationships
energetic
before.
thing or something.
The fact that people have been in relationships before,
Okay,
like committed relationships before, would imply that they understand how it goes.
I think that's dangerous in that situation. But go ahead.
It's very dangerous. Based on my experiences, it's dangerous as hell.
I think
That's
it
why
needs to
I
be
stay
clearly
away.
communicated. Ain't no
I stay
implication.
the fuck away. I be like, nope. Girls be like, so do you got a girlfriend? I be like, nah, I'm single by choice.
Okay, the emphasis on by choice.
Nah, cause I be in lift. When I be driving lift, sometimes nigga man, I done had some old ladies, bro, trying to touch on me, yo. I could have reported them to lift, but I'm not. I ain't gonna be that petty.
Wow.
And they was telling me how they was married, and that tells me that nobody cares about their shit.
Nobody would.
Nobody cares about their shit, not even the old people.
I, I I don't think it's nobody. I think there are people who care.
Got grandma in the car trying to take advantage of the Lyft driver. Then, and she married.
So let me ask you this: do you
And
think that
then she's not the only married woman that's came at me in recent times. There's married women who come and approach me
do you
and
think
they
the
tell me
world
that they
needs more?
married. Huh?
Do you think the world needs more good examples of married people.
Oh yeah, because as far as I'm concerned, all marriages will fail at some point. I don't, even if they've been married 60 years, that shit is coming to an end at some point. And if it don't come to an end, right? If it don't come to an end, they cheating on each other for sure. I see people in my family do this shit.
Interesting.
I shouldn't post this. My family gonna be like, "Who the fuck cheating on who?"
Okay.
I don't know. Don't ask me. Ask your peoples. Ask them. I hear, and I don't respond. I don't. This nigga, I don't know. I know nothing. It's crazy, man.
So you said the world needs more examples. So, but you say all marriages fail at some point.
But no, that's why I say marriage should not be the goal. People get married to be married. People get married because they had a baby together. They don't even like each other for real, but they getting married. Like what the fuck?
But so, what is marriage for you? Like, okay, so you said you would get married to start a family.
I would get married in the sense of spirituality because I'm not really religious at all. Um, for me, the universe is the creator and the creation at the same time, and it's like a lot of people believe in God, and that's what marriage is really. For me, it's like a Christian ideal or a religious idea as far as getting married before this God. So honestly, I don't think marriage is necessary at all. I feel
What
like
do you? What's the other word? Because basically, marriage implies.
if I'm committed to you, I could be committed to you. Without if I we have an agreement, I can be a man of my word. I don't need marriage to tell me
But
like
what does committed to you mean? Talking about committed to only have sex with
if
you?
we have an agreement, okay, you gonna be the only girl, I'm gonna be the only guy.
That
That's what
what?
I'm gonna abide by. I don't need a marriage to force me to abide by that.
Okay, got you. Okay, but the only part, the only this is going. You're gonna be the only person I'm gonna have sex with, basically.
Yeah, the whole thing,
What
everything
else?
that comes with, everything that comes with it.
Give me articulate it.
What you mean?
So what else? So help me
Everything.
understand what else comes with marriage for people, or not even marriage, but when
What's
you
a
say
traditional marriage? What's a TV marriage? What's the a house,
okay,
kid, a
I'm
house,
committed to get a house with you, and so
a
if you get a
home
house,
and a family, a home and a family. I'm not even gonna say a house, a
oh,
home and a family.
I'm
Because for me,
committed to.
a home is not a house. Home is not a piece of property. A home is where you feel comfortable.
Oh, true.
A home could be a fucking shack to somebody if that's where they feel that's where they love being, and that's their home.
Hmm.
You feel me? So a home and a family. It's traditional goals as far as a marriage, but
Thank you.
I don't think you need to say we're married to do that. You can do that. Same shit.
So basically, an agreement to only be with this person sexually, an agreement to create a home together. Wait, an agreement to only be with this person sexually, meaning I'm not going to do that with anybody else. An
Right,
agreement to create a home with you. And so because I create a home with you, I'm not going to do that with anybody else.
right,
And an agreement to raise a family with you, and I'm not going to raise a family with anybody else.
right.
Okay, that's helpful. And so you're in a place where this is the type of agreements that you would be willing to agree to.
Yeah, that's what I think it should be like. So we coming to like the end of the episode, right? So basically, for you, How do you? Okay, your views on dating. Some of your views up on dating, right? Some of that, like the whole thing. Take as long as you need to take. Some of it, the whole your views on dating, right? And how would you date? How do you date? When you date, when you say you're dating somebody, how do you date? With the intent of going to the next level. What does that look like for you?
Now that question, okay, part one was sum up dating. Dating, I think some things that people may want to consider when it comes to dating is communication and details, 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 being able to articulate so that understanding is had. So I think communication with details, articulation, honesty is important in dating. I think knowing yourself is super important in dating, understanding what it is you want. And then you have, I think, understanding what you want in such a way that you can communicate it clearly and with plenty of details to the other person. As many details as possible. Act like you telling somebody who don't know nothing about it. Um, I think that's important to consider when it comes to dating. Knowing what you want, knowing what you don't want, being able to communicate it to another person. I think, yeah, and as far as me in dating, I'm learning, I'm figuring all of that out. I just got to a point where I just leveled up in my growth situation. So, um, just I've been getting clear about what I don't want, what I do want, and then being able to actually manifest that. Now that I've gotten clear about it, now, like I said, I've been able to attract um people who meet those type of the things I wrote down. So now it's just a matter of because I had got to a place like I don't know. I think a long time ago I wanted to be married and have kids and be a wife, and then I went to the stage where it was like, okay, I don't know if that's what I want. And so now I'm getting back to the point where I got to get to know myself and I got to figure out is that what you really want? Because my whole thing is I don't want to make the wrong choice. I don't want to think I want something and then I don't want it. So I just want to be sure about what I want and the why behind it and all of that. So and I'm figuring out. So for me right now, the main thing I'm working on is honesty and being able to be my authentic self, to be able to have the conversations that need to be had so everybody understands where I'm at. And yeah.
So for you, would those be the characteristics of dating? Like, so like when I say characteristics of dating, I mean characteristics. So okay, let me say this. Basically, you're saying you don't know whether you want the traditional relationship. So you don't date with the intent of getting a traditional relationship. Is that what you're saying? So when you say you're open,
No,
when you say
I don't think that's my intention. I think my intention of dating is to be an asset to somebody and for them to be an asset to me. Meaning I'm helping them in some capacity and they helping me in some capacity. My intention of dating is being an asset. That's as far as I pretty much got.
so, do you think how I think as far as the unavailability, or do you think you should be able to explore? Both parties should be able to explore.
I think so sexually, I think for me, I'm not looking to be doing a whole lot with multiple people. So sexually, I think cutting off availability and being clear about that, yes. When it comes to being talking to people or pursuing people, it depends on the understand. Like I said, for me, I just want to be honest and clear with people, so I don't want nobody thinking that that's what's going on and that's not.
Right.
Um, but and so my question about that is like, what if you got somebody that's a good candidate and you don't have any other candidates at the moment? because they always talk about dating multiple people. But it's like, well, what if I only have one person right now and another person don't come for 6 months down the line? So I don't know. I'm figuring it out.
That has happened to me, right? That has happened to me. So I've been talking to one person, and then now this person want to talk to me. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know how I handled it.
How?
I didn't talk to the other person that came later. The one that came later, I didn't entertain it.
And I do want to add because I'm all about being led by spirit. I think letting your internal guidance system lead you and guide you is super important. So like sometimes you just know, right? I think there could be a time where you just meet somebody and it's like, you know what, I'm gonna just naturally not do anything else because this is what I think I'm being led to do. So
But then to
I
that
guess
that turned into my longest relationship. But at the end of the day, it still ended. It ended, and at the end of it, I thought about that person that came later. I thought about that person like, damn, what if I would have just fucked with them?
yeah, you
So
know,
it's good and bad. It's
I
good.
I'm all about, like I say, spirit led. So I think just letting the spirit lead, letting your internal guidance system lead, and trusting that, I think that's major key.
My spirit's been guiding me to. I don't know. We could talk later. We cool. We friends in real life now. But yeah, motherfucking. This was another episode of Always Everything with Squalla, and we might do an episode, a part two, maybe on this topic. Maybe we might discuss another point under the umbrella of love and relationships. Who knows? But it's been real. And that is that.